Welcome to GladrapChannel. We're here at ADA Stadium, and my guest right now is David, the Great White Light. How's it going?
Good, man. Yeah, training hard.
So you just came from, was it 10 rounds of pad work with Isaac? How are you feeling after that?
Oh, we're still 5 weeks out from my fight here at the ABA against the Mexican number one. So, we're still building. I'm not exactly fight fit yet, but we're getting there. Yeah.
I just noticed there's a little bit of steam coming off you right now. Yeah, well, he's certainly like putting off some sweat and some steam. So the guy that you're fighting, his name is German Montes Garcia, I believe that's his name is?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you're going up against a Mexican who's he's number one in Mexico, which is great, but he's pretty unknown at this stage because he's not really in the ranks. He's mainly only fought in Mexico. How does that affect your prep time going into this fight?
Yeah, I mean, I don't quite think it's like my last fight against Bam Bam. But, it's still international caliber. He's still ranked number one. I didn't give him that ranking. He earned it. And so I think it's a good fight. And he can punch. And, I'm definitely not underestimating him at all. I've seen a few of his fights. He can definitely hit. He's knocked out some heavyweights, even some good heavyweights. So yeah, we're taking this seriously, and I think it'll be a great night. Yeah.
And it's going to be right here as well in August. August or August 31st. Yeah. August 31st, the day after Shane Cameron's show.
Yeah, that's right.
Good timing.
Yeah. Well, we picked August 31st when he had it on another date, and then his got moved back, unfortunately. So yeah, a bit of a clash, but I think we're all putting on high caliber fights, and we're doing well selling this event out, so he's doing well and we're doing well, and it's just good for boxing.
So recently one of your sparring partners, Smiley, has moved over to Australia.
Yeah, that's right.
And has that affected your training camps now because he's moved over?
Yeah, I mean, it was hard to get sparring even when he was around, and he was always keen, like he's a hell of a guy, he'd hardly been training, and you'd call him up and he'd come in, and he's an awesome puncher and stuff. So yeah, it's a bit of a loss, but we're doing all right. And if we have to go over there to Aussie, then that's what we'll do.
And also, there's the battle between you two, who smiles more. So.
Yeah. Well, he got the nickname, so I guess he won.
Well, yeah, but you're the great white light from your teeth,
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Yeah. So it's not only is it difficult to find sparring partners, also getting to the point where it's difficult to find opponents as well. Is that right?
Yeah, but I think we're getting to that level now. We're looking at more international fights. So that's why we're getting, this Mexican, and we're looking at, guys like over the ditch and that kind of thing. So, there's a lot of good cruiserweights in Australasia sort of thing. So, yeah, we're it's as we get higher level and we can afford it, getting more and more like that. Yeah, we're getting more of the international fighters, so it's getting kind of easier. Yeah.
And more time, more exposure, more time on TV, more time on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is that you got to build a base. So the more people that can get out and watch us fight, the more we can bring the awesome fights back home. Yeah.
And more sponsorship in China.
Yeah, maybe. Brush up on my Chinese.
How did you get that sponsorship from in China? It was like the baby food, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we've got we created a brand and we sold it to Chinese, and then they get us over, and so I go up there and I do a bit of promotion stuff for them, and they do a little bit of sponsorship for me. So it works out for both of us.
Yeah. I did wonder, it's like boxing and David, baby food.
I guess they're selling it on the premise that their children will grow up to be white boxers or something. I don't really get what the promotion that I'm doing, but I don't know. They keep asking me back, so must be working.
Have you gotten someone to translate it?
I speak a little bit, so they give me this thing to learn, and I just learn it and say it.
So I've noticed that you're getting like you've got a couple of people helping you out, also helping you out ringside, like Philly Maka on ringside. That we had Henry just around here before. So you've got quite a big team like supporting you. What's it like having so much people helping you out?
Oh, it's awesome, man. I mean, I know like it's just so cool having like their expertise and coming from a different angle, making you think about things you never thought about. And Philly was basically coaching me while I did my rounds and making me think about heaps of different stuff that I haven't. I mean, I guess you get a bit of tunnel vision when you're with one coach and you guys are working on like the things that have been working for you in your fights. And so it was awesome, man. I hope I can do more work with Philly, definitely. Yeah.
Sorry, I just went blank for a second there. What was I going to ask? I was going to ask something.
You can edit this, right?
Yeah. No, I actually had something good. I'm never blank. I always have something to say. I'll just go with Mark Flanagan. All right. It will come to me. So your fight with Mark Flanagan, that was a hell of a fight. It was one of the best fights we've seen in a while. What did you do after the victory?
I pretty much I tried not to go too crazy, I mean, I knew that this year was going to still be busy, and so, but I mean, I went over to China and I got a bit wasted over there with a few billionaires and sang some karaoke and then came home.
With more sponsorship. Yeah. And like it was like, I guess like top 3 fights, probably number 1 fight that we've seen of the year, I mean, as well as Giovanna and Lani Daniels. And it's going to be great to see you again, especially if eventually when you defend that title of yours. I know that you're now ranked, still as of this morning, 14th for the WBO, which means that you're lined up for any voluntary title shot in the future.
Yeah. That's always exciting, Obviously, we still want to. We don't want to bite off more than we can chew and still build up to the thing. I mean, we've just sort of cracked the international kind of thing, so that's why I'm trying to, keep having these fights, keep climbing the rankings, and get to the point where I can, fight for a world title. But I think in that fight we sort of proved that we can be there, and it gives everyone else, something to look forward to, because I mean we always believed it, but obviously you got to get that ring of support that believes in it too.
Well, in a way, because like in Australia, how they feel, they would see it as upset because there was this Australian who has had multiple world title shots and has been up there multiple times in the world stage, and here comes this Kiwi along and completely annihilates it.
It was an annihilation.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't annihilation. No, that was a bad choice of words. But like did a very good number on him.
Yeah, I mean, I felt confident that we won. I mean, I don't know about the scores so much in the end, but I don't think that matters too much. I think we won, and it was definitely an upset, and it was just sort of the right. We that one people were calling us crazy for taking it when we did, thinking that we weren't ready at all, and but that's sort of what you need. You always need that thing that you always need to take risks, otherwise you're just never going to get anywhere. But you just, we knew if we took that risk and we focused, 12 weeks out, we were completely focused on that fight, and our whole lives were directed towards that, and that's how we got the result.
And I think with that fight, I think the scores was like 97-93. I think that was pretty accurate now that I think about it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think there was a couple that were like maybe gave him a round. Well, I don't really remember. I haven't watched it back, but yeah, I know he wasn't happy with it, but whatever.
No, I think it was on point. I think.
Yeah. Sweet as. I think we won the fight, so I don't think it really matters too much.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now I've gone blank again. I'm sorry. I've never liked this. So well, it was. Now I'm thinking about it. Well, also quite interesting because you had the fight with Jordan Moroa. Yeah, and like that was a completely different style of fight compared to Mark Flanagan, and it was a closer fight as well.
Yeah, it was. I guess that I got caught out a bit with him, maybe not taking the fight so seriously, and I had no idea who he was. So I mean, with Mark, I'm like watching him 12 weeks out and studying him and like formulating a game plan. with him, I had no idea. I didn't bother looking. I got in the ring with him, and it turned out that he was actually pretty tough. He could take a shot and could give one back. So,
important lesson learned.
Yeah, when I saw him in the weigh-in, I was like, "Hey, he's tiny." I was like, and he had like, I don't know, a couple of fights that he'd lost one or something. So I completely underestimated him, and he's actually turned out to be a real tough bastard, man. So yeah, I mean, we use him for sparring now. He's good. Yeah.
Well, that's good actually, because he'd be a good fight. He'd be actually good to fight in the future. Not you again, but like against like Lance Bryant and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh man, he can swing, and I think maybe fitness might be a bit of an issue with him. I know that he's got more of a kickboxing background. Yeah. I think, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thing. I think that's the thing with Kiwis, is that we've got so much talent and stuff, but when it comes to the fitness, we sort of across all the sports. Yeah. Well, I think where the Aussies sort of just assume they're going to beat us, because they're going to, and I think that's maybe where I upset Flanagan too. Yeah.
Also, like, there's like a good example of Papatoetoe Gym that across the road they have got a McDonald's. So
yeah, yeah, that doesn't help,
have you told Isaac, like, why don't you have a McDonald's across the road?
Man, he lives out in bloody Henderson Valley Road, so there's nothing out there, so that's good. But vineyards.
Well, wine then.
Yeah. I don't need to worry about that.
So now that you're in the top 15, you're 14th in the world, do you have any particular opponent that you have in mind after this Mexican fight?
I know what you GladrapChannel guys do. As soon as I mention a name, it's the bloody.
No. I'm not going to do that. No, we're not going to do that.
I remember my first interview with you guys. I was like, who in your weight has done well in the past? I was like, you definitely look at guys like Robbie Berridge. Dave like calls out Robbie Berridge. He was retired at the time.
No. I'm not going to do that. No.
I think the obvious thing is that like over the ditch you got Trent Broadhurst. He's ranked.
Well, no.
I think he's ranked the highest cruiserweight in Oceania, and so we're definitely looking at that fight. And everyone's looking at Jai Opetaia. Me and Jai Opetaia there. Everyone's just sort of waiting for that to happen. But I mean, I think what you have to do with those kind of fights is you got to build it up and make sure that everyone's getting their fair piece out of it. And that, yeah.
Especially with Nick Charalambos fighting Jai Opetaia. I think it's this weekend, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you be watching that fight?
Yeah, definitely. I think Nick, people underestimate Nick. There's something you never want to do with that guy. Doesn't matter what weight he's at or anything. He's a special kind of talent, and he's definitely no pushover. And I think there's going to be times where he really upsets Jai. Yeah.
He's got the skills and he's got the power. It's just sometimes he doesn't put them two and two together. Not all of his fights.
Well, yeah, I've been sparring a little bit with him, and I've never seen him. Seriously, I've known Nick like 12 years or something, and I've never seen him lose weight, except for this time. And the last like 5 years ago, I sparred him. He was fat. He couldn't barely move. But now, like, I've been sparring him for this, and he's moving, and he's sharp, and he's throwing combos again. He looks like the old Nick from way back. From the light heavyweight days. Even earlier, man. I knew him when he was a welterweight.
Some time ago.
Yeah. So and he's looking a bit back like that. So yeah, I mean, I think he could be quite an upset. Yeah. And it's even when he's unfit, he seems to be able to pull something out of the bag and do the rounds. So. Yeah, I think Jai will probably be underestimating him, and I think that could make it a really interesting fight. Yeah.
Win, lose or draw, either both Nick or Jai, they're both opponents that you'd probably fight in the future as well. Not calling out.
Well, like I said, I mean, I've known Nick forever, but I guess if the coaches want it, then yeah, sweet as. But
right
time. Yeah.
Probably here.
He's I guess I wouldn't really call him a mate. We don't really hang out outside of boxing, but. I don't know. I've known him a long time. So, yeah, he used to spar in my living room with me. So, but if that's what people want to see, what are you going to do?
David calls out Nick Charalambos. No, I'm kidding. You both might want a beer first.
I might see what happens tonight.
Yeah. So so what have you been doing leading up to this current fight? What's your training plans and what you've been doing?
I mean, we had success obviously with the last one. I think that couldn't have gone much better. So we're trying to do a lot of that again. But like I said, I mean, we were going in overseas a lot last time. This time we haven't had as much opportunity with sparring, so we're trying to do days like today. We're doing more pad rounds and that. And but yeah, I mean, just training hard, and still working with my SNC guy, looking at bits of technique that we can clean up as well, and strengthening areas that we find we're weaker or letting us down. So yeah. Same old.
Well, obviously you got the power, you've got the muscles, obviously, to back it up. Do you use like weights or anything for that, or?
Oh, we do a little bit of weights, but it's probably more. We try and make it more specific for boxing, not just hitting bench press or anything like that. So yeah. No, I got a really good guy at Continuum Hub. Continuum Hub? Yeah. Anyway, Continuum Fitness.
Drop all, drop.
Literally right there.
Drop all the sponsorship in the names now.
Yeah, Graham Green, and we've been working together, and I think there's been a serious improvement in the last 6 months with my game, and I think that's largely credited to him. Yeah. Well,
it is noticeable how much power you can actually punch. Even from back in the amateur days, you had a lot of power, but we can see it's actually increasing and much more of a knockout power, which would have been great to see if you actually managed to see it do it against Daniel Tai as well.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. I mean, I think he's a tough heavyweight, and you don't want to blow out against him because he'll drown you. So. Yeah. I think is he retired now?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
He'll be
Or
good
just fighting in underground fights.
Yeah. But he'll be good sparring partner as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we take whatever we can get, definitely. Yeah. Have to ask him.
Yeah, ask Chris Martin and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So, what is your message for this Mexican boxer? Down to the camera.
To the Mexican boxer? Oh, man, I hope you get a safe travel over here. What is it? Bienvenidos a Nueva Zelanda. Vamos a luchar muy bien.
And what does that mean?
I just said, welcome to New Zealand, and we're going to fight well. I don't know, that's all I know.
Either that or let's go get some food afterwards.
Yeah. Nah, hey. Yeah, I guess it's sort of the boxing thing to just be a complete asshole to your opponents. But I respect boxers and stuff, and I'm really looking forward to him coming over, and I'm looking forward to putting on a good fight. And that's all. And I hope he's the same, or whatever he wants to do.
Okay, and what's your final message for your fans and all the people that supported you?
Oh man, I just want to thank everyone. You keep coming out to support me. We can't do what we do without people coming to watch. And filling out the stadiums every time we fight, So, you guys just, hopefully you can, I know we fight a lot, but if you can keep coming out, we can keep climbing the ropes and hopefully win that WBO belt for all of New Zealand.
The second current world champion coming up soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's another thing, eh? Like, New Zealand sports seems to always have been a mental thing with us, eh? But I mean, this year's been pretty incredible. I mean, we're two-time rugby world champs, female world champs, netball world champs, cricket world champs, if the rules were right. And we got Joey getting up there, Israel Adesanya getting up there, Dan Hooker getting up there, I think New Zealand sports is really on the rise, and it's awesome to see it. It's awesome to be part of it. Yeah.
And have your
heaps of confidence that, we can do it because, everyone around us is being champs too, so it's awesome.
One more question. Who do you think's going to win against Andre and Gunnar?
Andre.
Obviously Andre, but do you expect like a knockout or a decision?
Hey man, I really love Gunnar. He's an awesome dude. He's a war horse. He always brings it. He gives everyone a good show all the time. But our boy Andre is just, I've been sparring him the last couple of weeks. He's just something else at the moment. I think everyone's going to see an Andre they've never seen before. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, good luck for your fight in 5 weeks on August 31st right here at ABA Stadium. And bring home the win.
Thanks, man. Awesome. Cheers, guys.
Okay, let's go find out.